Hello, everybody. Stephanie here. Just working on my Wellness Wednesdays videos for the week. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I'm a self-healing specialist and a holistic lifestyle coach. And I've been pivoting my business to 100% online in 2020. The purpose of my YouTube channel is to share the wisdom I've gained in holistic wellness over the last 10 years in my own self-healing journey to help raise your consciousness. I hope you enjoy my channel. I'm just going to remind you here to please subscribe to my channel, and you will get notifications if you hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, and we'll cover that later. So today I'm going to be talking about how to master your energy hygiene, and because this is my first video in December, I'm also going to do my weight loss check-in. So without further ado, here is my little video about my weight loss check-in. Hey everyone, Stephanie here. Today is my Wellness Wednesdays with Stephanie video, and it's also my monthly weight loss check-in day. I'm super excited to announce that I have actually lost 7 more inches in my measurements. So I still don't have a scale, but I'm fitting way better into my clothing. I'm fitting better into my everything that I own right now, which is super exciting. And, you know, as I mentioned in my last month's monthly weight loss check-in, just use one of these little measuring things, little measuring tape, and take your measurements on a regular basis. Do it on either a weekly or every other week or monthly like I am, and then you can take the numbers from your previous measurement and look at today's measurements and figure out how many inches you've lost. So my last measurements were taken on November 11th, and today, December 9th, I've lost 7 inches. And basically what that means is I've taken all of my measurements and I've added up how many inches I've lost from my chest, my waist, my hips, my forearms, biceps, calves, and thighs. Never really lose anything from my neck. I think that's pretty much the size my neck is going to be. But the rest of my body is changing, and I can see it. I can see a difference in the mirror. I can feel a difference in my body and the way that I can move. And really, the only thing that I have added in this last month is more yoga sessions. I've been trying to get on my yoga mat at least once a week, if not twice. I'm still doing walking at least 30 minutes a day. And my diet has been more whole food plant-based than it was last month. So I'm focusing a lot more on bringing in greens, having more smoothies, taking better care in bringing whole foods into my diet rather than eating those processed foods that we love so much and we're so addicted to. And oh, there's my little bear in the background with all our Christmas decor. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. And that is it for my weight loss check-in. Good luck, and I hope you're doing well on your weight loss challenge. If you have gained the quarantine 15 like I did, I invite you to join my plant-based weight loss challenge on Facebook. I will go ahead and add that to the description below. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. So when anyone asks me about my Reiki practice, I usually explain my first experience with Reiki and why I was so attracted to it to become a practitioner. I may have shared this story on my channel before, and I know that I've spoken about the holistic movement class that I took at Ventura College. I'll link that video here. Well, I was walking out of the gymnasium after class one day, and I mentioned to one of my classmates that I had a headache. She asked me in passing if I wanted some Reiki. I'd read about Reiki, but I'd never experienced it at that point. And curious as I was about energy in general, I said excitedly, sure. We stood near the exit of that gymnasium, and she placed her hand behind my head, like about here. And she told me to open my third eye. So I was a yoga teacher already, and I was thinking, okay, third eye, chakra, how do I do that? Relax my face, relax my jaw, relax my head, and just try to open up my chakras, my crown chakra, my third eye chakra. And when I did that, she said, yeah, that's it. So can you feel that? And I could totally feel it. It was like this warm, tingly experience, this feeling that was traveling from my head, down my spine, and into my arms and legs. And it was so soothing and relaxing. And it definitely helped my headache. I felt so much better after that class. I was so intrigued by this. After this experience, I was even more interested in energy healing. Like everything in my life, when I get an introduction to something interesting, I become a little obsessed, learning as much as I can about the subject. But with energy, there is just so much out there about it. That was about 10 years ago when my own healing journey began. And since then, I've read several books on the subject of energy. And I've become a level 3 Reiki practitioner. That basically means that I've gone through 3 different classes, 3 different levels of attunement in Reiki training. So what is energy hygiene? Today's vlog is about managing or mastering your energy hygiene. So I'm going to explain my own perspective about energy maintenance. I'm an empath and I'm highly intuitive. I can feel when my energy is out of alignment. The cues that I usually get include strange emotions that don't belong to me. Basically, when I leave a place, if I've been exposed to some kind of negative emotion by somebody else, I might bring those emotions home with me and then have some kind of unreasonable emotional reaction to my loved ones. I often will choose to smudge some sage to remove that energy if it isn't mine. This is just one example of energy hygiene. In fact, if you're interested in energy clearing tools, I've done a detailed video about that in the past. I'll link that video here. So your first question might be, what exactly is energy hygiene? Here's a definition for you. First of all, you need to understand that we are all energy beings. I'm not talking about the energy that you need to work out. From a quantum physics perspective, human beings are made of matter, but are animated by energy. From a cellular perspective, our bodies are constantly changing. Cells die and new cells are born every single hour. Our whole body is replicated about every 7 to 10 years. And the energy part of every cell is inside the nucleus, which is how the cell continues to live and how the body knows when it's time to start dying. Cellular intelligence. So this is your body's intelligence. This is why when we check in with our bodies can respond to us and tell us what's up. This is a regular practice that I use. Some people have referred to this animating energy inside the body as the God particle. Others have said that we have access to universal healing energy. This is a similar concept to Reiki. And still others call this energy that animates us prana or chi. So my question to you is, if a majority of our cells are replaced every 7 years, Why then do we experience pain, injuries, and emotional trauma past that time frame? Basically, and from my perspective and a lot of other people's perspectives, energy gets stuck in our energy fields. So any experience that we attach feelings to basically can get stuck in our energy field. And when our energy is out of balance, which happens a lot, it can make a difference in our life experience. Let's go a little deeper down this rabbit hole, shall we? One interesting aspect of our energy fields is that we have the power to change our life situation by changing our mindset and managing our energy hygiene. Change Your Mind, Change Your Life by Joe Dispenza opened my mind to the idea that mindset and thought patterns can change your life through neuroplasticity. I invite you to do research on neuroplasticity. It is a fascinating subject. Practicing Reiki and doing an initial 21-day chakra cleanse, which was something that my Reiki teacher encouraged us to do after our first attunement, really changed my perspective on how energy changes our lives. I could see over those 21 days how much my energy was stuck in my body and in my chakras. I will definitely talk in greater detail about the 21-day chakra cleanse in a later video. Please stay tuned by subscribing to my channel. Another interesting aspect of our energy is that when we're energetically out of balance, we will feel it subtly everywhere in life. Like I mentioned, I can usually tell when my energy is out of balance when I've spent time with someone negative. But what about when emotional traumas get stuck? Those emotional traumas can steer us into making decisions that perpetuate the suffering that we've attached to them. So, what is prana? I mentioned a little bit about prana earlier. Prana is from the yoga philosophy, and the idea is from Indian practices. From a yogic perspective, when our energy is out of balance, it means that our chakras are blocked. Here's a definition of pranic energy. So I've mentioned before that I'm a yoga teacher. I've also researched yoga philosophy pretty extensively. I've read the Vedas, I've read the Upanishads, I have read the Bhagavad Gita, I have done research and read different books about the Hatha yoga and Hatha teaching, all of these wonderful perspectives. One of my favorite books about this subject, about yoga philosophy, is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Yoga by Deepak Chopra. That's something that is easily accessible through Amazon or wherever you get your books, and one of my favorite books about Raja Yoga, or the Royal Path to Union. I've talked a little bit about that in the past. Probably we'll talk a little bit more about it in the future, but for now, the reason that I mention it is that it's relevant to the chakra cleansing process. Since becoming a Reiki practitioner, I've also learned that I can focus my Reiki practice on the chakra system. I've recently started reading a book called Chakra Meditation by Swami Saradananda to gain more clarity on the use of meditation for energy clearing and balance. I invite you to learn more about my coaching services on my website. This includes both private yoga sessions and intuitive Reiki energy sessions. What I already know about the chakras and pranic energy is this. We bring pranic energy into our bodies from the air that we breathe, and the water and food that we consume, and the energy from the planet, as well as other people. The breathing practices of pranayama are literally defined as moving energy. Prana is in the air, but it's not the oxygen. Prana is in the food, but it's not the nutrients. It's energy. For example, the pranic value of an apple changes based on its level of processing. A whole apple that was freshly picked is called sattvic, or pure. A processed apple like apple chutney is called rajasic, or changing. And a heavily processed apple, like in apple juice, is called tamasic, which is dark or dying. These are referred to as the three gunas, according to yoga philosophy. These are the three animating energies of everything in life. The reason I wanted to talk about prana with regard to energy hygiene is that we can control the quality of our prana through sattvic breathing, by blessing our water. This is a literal practice. And if you're really interested in the energy of water, I invite you to research the idea of water and the power that we have over changing the quality of the water we drink. And the food that we eat, obviously, the sattvic foods would be the preferable choice to have more sattvic energy in our bodies. Because this is a whole other subject, I'll talk more about prana and the three gunas in a later video, but suffice to say, the importance of prana in energy maintenance is that it can be a visualization that you can use to clear and balance your energy. I imagine prana like a wisp of vapor moving through my body. So taking a deep breath in, I envision that prana coming through my nose, into my lungs, and into my blood or my body systems. And it's a great visualization. From an energetic perspective, the practice of managing our energy hygiene should be taught in schools. Here are some common energy hygiene practices that I found when researching this subject today. Energy can be controlled through meditation, crystal healing, earthing, and smudging with sage. Other practices, according to Maja Savik in her blog, 10 Energy Healing Rituals for Empaths, these may include alone time, salt baths and scrubs, taking a cleansing shower, shielding your energy, sweeping, and visualization. I've included her blog in the references below in the description. And please do stay tuned about energy healing in my later videos. Energy stays in our energy field because of our beliefs and our mindset. If you're suffering in this life, I invite you to do a bit more research on this concept. Check out the links that I've shared. Watch the videos that I've linked to. There's so much more on this subject. Please do your own research. This is an interesting concept, originally presented by Dr. David Hawkins in his book, Power versus Force. Here's what he talked about. Basically, the energy of these emotions were measured by their frequency and put on a scale. If you're an empath or highly sensitive, you might be able to feel these frequencies. What I've come to understand is that love energy is a healing energy because it's so high on this frequency scale. The vibrations of love, joy, and bliss are the highest vibrations that we can hold. I've spoken about love energy before in a previous video. I'll share the link for that one here. Here's how this is relevant to your energy hygiene. If you spend too much time in the lower frequencies of fear, guilt, or shame, your life experience will be primarily in suffering. This is not to say that these are bad emotions. We all experience darkness or a dark night of the soul in our lives. But what I'm emphasizing here is that we need to learn about our emotional frequencies and learn how to control them. Understanding this scale may be the key. Basically, the idea of energy hygiene is something that really should be managed on a regular basis. It's one of those things that we should be including in our day-to-day life. It is like brushing your teeth or taking a nap when you need one. It's the idea that you can control your energy by tapping in and paying attention to it and taking measures into your own hands using these practices that I've referred to. Please do your own research. I invite you to click the links that I've shared below, watch the videos, and by all means, check out all of the different books that I've talked about. I'll go ahead and include those in the description as well. Thank you so much for joining me for my Wellness Wednesday video blog today. I hope you got something out of today's talk. I really do invite you to hit that like button if you enjoyed my presentation today. And of course, if you're inspired by my content, please subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell next to the subscription button for notifications about my videos. Again, my name is Stephanie Buckland, and I feel very blessed to be able to share my wisdom here with you. If you'd like to support my channel and me in my own healing journey so that I can keep bringing you this amazing content, please consider becoming a subscriber on my Patreon. All of my links are included in the description below, but you can search for me on all of the socials under the handle, the number 1 Love Warrior. Blessings to you. Namaste.